All right, sir. We've been having a great conversation today, man. It provided us insight into, hey, your journey as an entrepreneur and how you got where you are now, knowing that you feel like entrepreneurs are resilient, most definitely. I agree with that 100%. And sharing us your thoughts on the fact that 34% of entrepreneurs, right, hey, don't get loans from banks. They do it themselves or find other sourcing funds, which is great, man. So I definitely appreciate that. It's really going to help us and other entrepreneurs, take that next step along their journey. But before we wrap up today's interview, I want to ask you, man, to share some words of wisdom for other entrepreneurs out there.
Well, the first thing I would say is that if you are not willing to sacrifice yourself, things that you may desire, hell, even things you may need sometimes, to establish and sustain your business, especially in the initial years of starting your business, you're not going to be successful. There are so many things that you're going to have to forego. And for instance, I'll say it like this. I was judging a hair show with the owners of a barber college in Indiana. They were promoting and putting on the hair show, and I was selected as a judge. And I was having a conversation with them because one of my desires is to open up a barber college. And so the husband and wife team, and they were successful as well, still in business. However, so I'm sharing with them my desire, and they said, well, the wife said, well, I tell you this, don't expect any vacation or to make any profit for the first 6 years. And that blew me back. I was like, whoa. So that right there just gives you an idea of the kind of challenges, right? And sacrifices that you will have to make in trying to establish a business, because every component is on your shoulders to carry. And you can't, unless you have the capital. Now that changes the game. That's the factor that changes the game. If you have the capital, then cool. You can go into business. You got, $1 million that you can pull out of a 401k or something like that you worked 30, 40 years to establish, or you've been bequeathed some wealth somehow, and you can afford to go in and money's no issue, then fine. However, we know that from statistics, that's not always the case. But with that little example right there, it kind of changed, the way I thought about doing that. I immediately thought that, hey, I set this thing up and get it going, and instantly, hey, here we go. Let's make some money, right? People come in, get your haircut, tuition, so forth and so on. But my first and biggest, I think, piece of advice would be, you have to be willing to sacrifice. And then the second thing is you have to be honest with yourself about your ability to manage people. That's critical. You don't want to be in a business where your turnover rate is like, you can't keep employees. People are coming, people are going, people are quitting. You never be able to generate the momentum you need for the business to even grow. So self-sacrificing, number one. And your family has to understand that as well. You're not, the weekends are the time for family gatherings and things like that. And in my profession, the weekends is the time to be in the barbershop.
Right.
So the family has to understand the self-sacrifice aspect of it. And then the ability to manage people so that you can not only sustain your business, but grow the business and have a consistent employee base to help support you in the success of the business. So those two components, there's a plethora of things I could say, but those two components I think are the most important for me to offer any entrepreneur going into to do for self and to establish a business, man. You have to be self-sacrificing, and you have to be able to manage people. Otherwise, you're not going to be successful.
Right. And those are great points that I agree with. I want to touch a little bit more on the one about managing people, which is a big deal, for most entrepreneurs. My opinion is this, right? If you don't like managing people, well, then you need to build a business where you don't have to manage people.
Right.
Right. Because you're the one building the business, right? So, hey, if you don't want to manage people, then don't open a restaurant.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah. That's right.
Don't open a retail store.
That's right.
You build your entrepreneurial endeavor in a space, but you got to know yourself, right? You have to be self-aware. And some people are great at managing people, and they love it.
You taught me the term solopreneur. I had never.
Yeah. So, you become a solopreneur, exactly, where you build your own business and surround yourself with other entrepreneurs, independent contractors who are in the same game you are and are more self-motivated to be achievers versus you having employees where, a large percentage of being, a manager, as I was in my past corporate life, is motivating them and influencing them to do things that they should be doing, that they're already getting paid to do. But you have to create another way to get them to still do it, right? And that will take up 75% of your time as a business owner, keeping those people doing what they're supposed to do. And then also, depending on what type of business you grow, the more bigger your business, the more people you're managing, and the less you're actually doing the tactical or the technical part of your business. So if you really love the technical part of your business, then the more people you hire, the less time you're going to have the time to do the technical part of it. And there's nothing wrong with that, but hey, you may hate the technical part of it, right? And you really want to hire people to do it. And that's great as well. But there's definitely a balance in that to both. And I think it foundationally starts with, I think you referenced a little bit as knowing yourself, as I work on with my clients a lot foundationally, is, know who you are, know your strengths and weaknesses, and know why you're doing this. Is it about the passion? Is it about helping people? Or do you want to live a certain lifestyle, right? Is it the money, right? Well, and depending on which one is your leading factor determines how we set things up. So, hey, if you don't like leading people, then let's not start a business where you got a bunch of people you got to manage, fundamentally, right? But don't get me wrong, it's not that you have, it's just your choice. And there's always business models out there that allow you to do that. Go ahead, sir. I think you want to jump in with something.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, made a point. It left me right now. I'm gonna come back to it. It left me right now.
Okay.
I'll to it. Yeah.
Hey, no problem at all, man. So with that information, let's having that discussion. Appreciate you bringing that to the table. Let's talk a little bit about what's next for your business, sir.
Well, so I'm going to try, with the current business, a barbershop model that I'm engaged in. I'm looking to do something different that I'm not aware has been done to this point. But there's a high volume of clientele that comes through the location that I'm currently managing, soon to be owning. And again, managing of the people, we don't have the required dedication of the staff to serve the volume of clients that come through the location.
Okay.
So what I'm going to gamble with is splitting shifts with multiple barbers, sharing stations to be able to accommodate the tremendous amount of clientele and traffic that comes through. We're probably turning out anywhere from $500 to $700 a week out because we're not able to service them. Now that's a component in this business where you have to deal with barbers who operate on appointment only versus those who are open for walk-ins.
Okay.
So this model is set up so that we need people there every day, all day, and for this business to really maximize its potential. It's also in a location that is right near where they'll be building the new Obama library. So we know what that means. When you dump $500,000 into a community, then that community, about the community's value rise. And so that can only mean a win-win for that business. Along with that, I'll be making a personal move away from the business and setting up a system of management while I'm away, to keep it running. But I'll be going to start a venture of TV production, barbering. And Los Angeles, California, the opportunity came to me to be the lead barber for the series Snowfall. And it's a 5-month shoot. I've been on the set before, the TV set, but nothing of this magnitude, and never for this long, dedicated this long under contract. So this is going to be a really, really big move. And it's going to have a tremendous impact on my lifestyle
Right.
and how I do things going forward, and what I'm able to do going forward with the business. So I'm very excited about that, but it's definitely going to cause me to have to relocate to the West Coast, um, and manage from afar, which I've had some experience doing before. When I left to teach full time, my location on 73rd Street, I left there to go teach full time. It wasn't in another state. However, it taught me tremendous lessons on how to manage when the owner isn't present, right? So, so I'm going to employ a lot of that I've learned then, and I'm focused now on this transition that's up and coming, and I'm looking forward, and I'm excited to see what this has to offer. I'll have an opportunity to also become a member of the union, the movie industry union. I'm not quite sure the appropriate name, and with that, that will give me the opportunity to sustain work in that environment and open up various lanes that I could go down as a barber stylist on that platform. So yeah, that's what's coming up next. The end of the month here, August 2021, 1st of September, tentatively is the scheduled time for me to make that transition. So we're just putting the final pieces together, and man, I'm excited to have that opportunity to be able to work my craft and what I've dedicated to half my life to at this point,
Right.
to doing, to finally feel really for the first time. I know, Coach Sims, you tell me all the time, man, hey, you did this thing consistently for 21 years, running your own business, but even as an entrepreneur of your profession, um, that's successful. I've never felt that success though. You
Right.
know what I mean? I've sustained, yeah, I can say that, yeah. But the feeling, the real reward financially, let me say that, the real financial reward I have yet to experience, and this opportunity will give me that experience. To add also the uh, the AEP haircutting system.
Okay.
AEP haircutting system is a system that I developed uh, from teaching. What I found was that a language developed, a repetitive language developed that um, anybody can understand, and allow them to perform and learn how to build a haircut. That's the basis of the AEP haircutting system. AEP stands for angles, elevation, and pressure, which are the three main components that any barber, aspiring barber, has to master to achieve the haircuts that he desires to achieve. Angles, elevation, and pressure. And the basis of that system, again, is so that anybody can learn to build a haircut. And it's so simple that I even performed it blindfolded. You'll see that on the website. Anybody can use the AEP system and become proficient as a barber stylist. So I'll be showcasing the AEP system. You'll be able to get the AEP manual as well on the website, and you'll be able to utilize it at home or in barber college or wherever you want to use it to maybe start your journey as an entrepreneur in the barber profession.
All right. Fantastic, man. That's exciting in itself, man. A whole lot of things coming down the road from the Cut Professor. So we're definitely looking forward to seeing that and supporting that in our community. And man, well, first of all, and I've said it before, but congratulations on the opportunity. You know, I would definitely believe good things happen to good people, man. So
Yes, sir.
again, congratulations on that. But it also speaks to, I don't know if we talked about a little bit, when we just started up earlier, talking about entrepreneurship as a journey, right? Start out,
Yes.
you know, with your own shop, start out cutting hair in the basement,
Right.
leads to, hey, man, you know, I can do this full time.
Yeah.
You actually open up your own shop, run that for 20 plus years, doing the same time, get a chance to become an instructor and find out you have the love for teaching
Yeah.
in the industry. And, you know, I remember even you going to teach at a local high school for a while.
Yeah.
And doing that, which allowed you to, you know, get into that more of that cut professor model,
Absolutely.
the brand that you've established over time. And then, you know, from that standpoint, allowing you to cut some very prominent people in your life, which led you to, I guess, situate you for this opportunity in LA now, man. So, you know, like I said, it's a journey, right? You know, and as we talked about before, sometimes you can't plan where you end up. You have to make decisions at different paths. And if you make, you know, I would say the best decision with the information you have at that time,
Right.
or the best information, make a decision with the best information you have at that time, make the best decision based on the information you have at the time. Then it'll allow you to, you know, continue down a successful journey. And sometimes it's about working for yourself. Sometimes it's about working for somebody else to generate some more revenue. Sometimes it's about going to work and take work and an opportunity to get some experience you don't have, so you increase your skill set. You know, it's a lot of different variables to it. And so I always, you know, talk to people like, hey, I'm going to have to stop this business and go get a job. Well, that's not, you haven't failed as an entrepreneur. You're still on the journey. You're just taking a different path.
Right.
You know, and that's just how it goes, man. And so I applaud you for taking this opportunity, this jump, and taking this path. But at the same time, like you said, you're putting things in place to be a little bit innovative in your business model where you currently are. So when you're away, the shop will still be generating the revenue that it needs to be able to sustain, but continue to build the brand in the community and take advantage of the future opportunities that the development of that, the economic development that's coming to that area is going to receive. So again, man, kudos to that, man. And I look forward to watching snowfall and being able to see those cuts and be like, I think I know who did this, man. So I'm looking forward to that, man. And any additional, you know, insights you have. You know, I know you won't be able to give us any, what do they call it? Any, you know,
the inside information.
Any inside information per se about what's going on, man. But you know, if you do, hey, you know, I'll take it.
Yeah.
So, but no, you had something to say, sir?
I'll say this, man, though. But one thing I can appreciate you for, and being my business coach, man, is that in this, and with all of the ideas and opportunities that have come to me as a professional barber, it made me understand how critical it is to have a business coach. And this is another nugget for up and coming entrepreneurs. It's very easy to get taken off your course. Opportunities and ideas are going to come, especially when, you know, when people are doing something.
Yes.
When people see people doing something, these are the people that the opportunities come to. No opportunities come to people who aren't doing anything. You know, when you're already in motion, then of course the centrifugal force is going to pull things to you.
Correct.
So it's very easy to get thrown off course, but you as a great business coach have kept me focused on my goal. Whatever I told you my goal was, hey, to build the Cut, which is ultimately to build the Cut Professor brand, and how I go about that. Whatever opportunity came, your question was, how is this going to help you establish the Cut Professor brand and what it is you're trying to do with your brand? Okay, yeah, that's fine. That's a great opportunity, but are you spending time building somebody else's brand? And how much time is that taken away from you establishing your brand? And that has been very critical in my development up to this point. So every move I've made, I can say through your tutelage has helped me to also build that Cut Professor brand and stay focused on that so that it doesn't get lost, you know, in the sauce, if you will.
Right. I definitely. You know, our last interview, somebody brought that "lost in the sauce" statement up, and I definitely agree with you, my man. But first of all, man, I appreciate you for the, the plug. But as a professional coach, business coach, I take it, I take it seriously. I take my clients' success seriously. And again, at the end of the day, as a coach, a lot of times, it's fundamental things that coaches do, and there are other things you do. But one, we're going to help you set realistic goals.
Realistic.
Number two, help you put together an execution strategy to get there that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And then number three, work with you as an accountability partner to tell you how you're doing and hold you accountable, to it. And that's fundamental. And I take that very seriously, even along my entrepreneurial journey to how I got here. I learned that in corporate America, that's what I enjoy doing. I liked helping people get to where they wanted to be, and which allowed me to, become the business reality coach and do my own thing as well. So, man, I appreciate the plug, man. But hey, I just appreciate the opportunity to have people like yourself in my community of entrepreneurs that I work with, or some people I don't work with who are in my community that are just in my network to be around. So it's a pleasure to be able to talk to entrepreneurs like yourself and see you grow your success and these great opportunities that you'll no doubt will achieve as you continue to grow your business and your brand as the Cut Professor, man. So I appreciate that insight. Hey, about to wrap this thing up, man. But before we go, I'm sure people, may want to contact you or, continue to stay in connection with you to see how you're developing, or just come by, your current place and maybe get a haircut. So can you provide us some contact information?
Absolutely. First, on social media, I can be reached via Twitter or Instagram at the Cut Professor on both platforms. I'm currently building out a website, so I don't have that established yet, and that information will be forthcoming. And please, if you're ever in need for a great haircut service for yourself, for your children, whatever the style you want today, dreadlocks, we do it all. You want color, we do it all. Come on down and check us out. Every operator is qualified to serve you and give you the desired look that you want to achieve at Coleman Brothers Barbershop. Coleman Brothers Barbershop, located at 6802 South Stony Island in the Plaza. 6802 South Stony Island in the Plaza is where you can find the newly renovated and the legendary Coleman Brothers Barbershop. We've been at that location for 58 years, and it's one of the more notable barbershops, probably the longest lasting barbershop in the city. And many notable leaders, politicians, and clergy have visited that barbershop, from Muhammad Ali to Malcolm X and Sam Cooke and Harold Washington and so forth and so on. Many of them have frequented that barbershop because Richard and James Coleman, the founders of that establishment, were fantastic men, fantastic barbers, and fantastic community leaders. And so I'm just blessed and honored to have been able to step in those shoes and carry on the legacy of the Coleman Brothers Barbershop. So come on down, bring your children, bring your family-oriented environment. We take all, and we hope you leave with something on your head and with something in your head. So it's Coleman Brothers Barbershop, 6802 South Stony Island. Again, I am the Cut Professor, Arthur Muhammad. I can be reached on IG or Twitter at The Cut Professor.
Fantastic. Hey, I appreciate that. I know you said you are working on your website, sir. What will that website domain or address be once you get it up and running?
www.thecutprofessor.com.
And what will be the
it's going to be
model?
The website is going to be geared towards education.
Okay.
So everything on that platform will be geared towards cutting tutorials, barbershop and entrepreneurial advice, how to win clientele, how to keep clientele, customer service, again, how-to videos, perform certain styles and cuts from the basic all the way up to the more advanced. And so that's what this Cut Professor website will be geared to, more educational for people to log on. It'll be subscription based. I'll come on from time to time live and entertain questions, answer questions, and give you some of my experiences as the barber on the Snowfall set, and how that industry works, and some of the things that you can do to prepare yourself for that. So all of these things will be forthcoming, and I hope you guys tune in and subscribe, and it'll be affordable for you, and hopefully you'll learn something.
All right, fantastic. Well, hey man, I definitely appreciate that insight. Looking forward to seeing the website drop down so you can share all 20 plus years of the knowledge in the industry with the rest of the community, especially the cosmetology, barbering community that definitely will benefit from your professionalism and experience and how to run a shop, and obviously give a very nice haircut. To help you get the brand out there, the AP system, as well as the Cut Professor. And like I said, with supporting Coleman Brothers shop on the south side of Chicago, and then obviously getting that inside information from the set.
That's right.
That last year of Snowfall, man. Whoever knows what else comes after that, man. So hey,
yeah,
I appreciate you, sir. Thank you for spending your time with us today and educating the community. And with that, we'll sign off. And hey, before we do that, thank everyone for joining us today's interview session. I'm sure that you've taken some knowledge with you. Definitely look forward for you joining me rather, on the next interview with an entrepreneur to understand their journey that'll help you along your journey as an entrepreneur, because we want to make sure that entrepreneurs are resilient.
Resilient.
Thank you, sir.
Yes,
Thanks.
sir.
Until next time. Appreciate it.